Hello everybody, it's Mike the Baldadonis and welcome to my video. On this episode we're going to talk about TED Talks. TED Talk is a very interesting program. A lot of people never heard of it. It's been out since I think 1984, and what it is technically what it's called is Technology, Entertainment, Design. TED Talks. So its slogan is ideas worth sharing. All right, so a couple years ago, I ended up with a blood clot in my leg. Ended up wearing compression stockings. I will be wearing these for the rest of my life. One time I was selling a little boat, just a little rowboat, and the gentleman that bought it from me, he had similar issues. And he was like, oh, you should go on TED Talks and look up this person so-and-so. Now, I did, and I thought it was just like a medical program, and I lost interest right afterwards. I learned what my blood clot was all about, and then I moved on. I didn't think anything about it. But a few years later, I started listening to intelligent people talk about TED Talks, and it stirred up curiosity to me because I was like, you know what, there's something going on with this, let me check it out. So I have a couple of doctors that have been helping me out along the years. Now, besides having a blood clot, I have vertigo, anxiety, all kinds of issues. If you've been following my channel, thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, well, this is a very diverse channel. I talk about everything from health issues, GMOs, steroid abuse, cars, everything in between. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed, give us a like, and just go for the ride and see what you guys think. But anyways, back to TED Talks. TED Talk, when you have some issues, like me with vertigo. I get vertigo from environmental pollution, from GMOs, from wheat. I get it from also like when the grass pollinates, that stuff, like allergy type of stuff, but I get vertigo from smelling all these things. It's just a weird thing. So, when you're desperate, you gotta reach out and figure out what's wrong with you. And one of my things was TED Talks. Now, TED Talks is well known around the world. There's 100 languages, and it's just a great source of information. So everybody has a story. If you're into stories, there's a lot of it. If you're into self-help, motivation, science, technology, anything that's going on, it's on TED Talk. It's probably the best thing that's ever been out there. And if nobody's ever seen it, some of you will be hooked on this. Absolutely. You can't run away from this because it's fantastic stuff. So it has stuff for everybody. All right, so once in a while, you hear conversation, it's the same old conversation with your friends. Aren't you tired of listening to sports? The same old sports stories? I don't care about sports anymore. I'm almost 50 years old. What else do you have to say? I have friends that love fashion. That's great. But what else do you know? Tell me something that I can grasp onto and learn. There's things about the fashion industry in TED Talks, how it's awful for the environment. Models like, I wrote a few things down here for you guys to check out, and I will link them in the description. So there's a model called Cameron Russell, and her title would be, "Looks are not everything, believe me, I'm a model." And she tells her story about being a model at a young age and what the industry does. Another cool one is Ken Robbins. Ken Robbins, do schools kill creative creativity. I wrote this down. It's a little sloppy, so bear with me. And I stumble sometimes, so what else? AJ Miller. Now, AJ Miller, it's BJ Miller. Again, I wrote it down on the board. Apologize. BJ Miller is a gentleman that when he was a sophomore in college from the Chicago area, him and his friends were hanging out in the train tracks on top of a train, and there was a live wire above his head. Like any teenager would do, he grabbed onto it, lost his arm, lost his legs, and he has a very interesting story. He became a doctor, and I want you to check out his story. So, BJ Miller, what really matters at end of life. Again, I will link that in the description. What else? And they have some funny things too. Charley Todd, the shared experience of absurdity. That is a funny video. Give it some time. It builds up. It's really good. So TED Talks is about everything. How about the woman that escaped North Korea? Now, she thought everything about Korea was true until she escaped. And then she found out how messed up it really is. And she tells her story. I will link that. There was a South Korean that kind of went undercover to see what it was like to be in North Korea, and she was a school teacher. That's a very interesting story. Again, these are all very cool stories. A lot of it is useful for all of us. Some of it, technology, space. You have everything in this program. So if there's something that you don't like, keep going. There's something you will find and you will enjoy, and you will be hooked on a TED Talk. Just for conversation, just talking to people, just sharing your experiences of what they've been going through, that's what my videos are about. So my illnesses, my issues, when I talk to people and they share their issues with me, that's a TED Talk. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do a little something like that for my channel. I'm trying to get people to talk about their issues. So when they go online, or not them, but other people go online, and whatever issue, illness they may have, to be like, oh, I can relate to this person. So that's my goal with this channel. Conspiracy Theory Thursdays, yeah, that's fun. It's a silly little thing with Gary from the gym. But Dr. Peter Percoco and I, every other Wednesday, motivation. And he talks about health and how to deal with certain things. I do filler stuff just to put stuff on my channel, like a lot of car things. That's my hobby. I love cars. So I enjoy doing some videos about cars, everyday cars, hot rods, stuff like that. So for me, that's easy. But the real true sense of my channel wants to be talking to people with their issues so they can share with the world. That's my goal. That's what I really want to do. But everything else there's some fun in there. There's some rants. This everyday life, like you and your family members, everybody has things going on with their lives, and we all have something to share. So guys, whatever you guys do all the time, break the habit once in a while. Watch a TED Talk. Learn something. Feel good about yourself. Something that you can share to others, and you're like, you know what, I learned this today. I learned that about that. I learned that about that. It's some fantastic stuff to be out there. So watch a TED Talk. Get some information in there and share it. All right, guys, so that was kind of a crappy video, but the message is there. Watch a TED Talk. Until the next video, Baldadonis out.